boys and girls. It's time for another Christmas story. Aren't you excited? I'm so excited. This is one of my favorite books. And I know some of you have probably watched the movie, but I knew this book before it was a movie. And it's such a good book. So let's get started. Oh, for those of you who can't read, it's called The Polar Express. And there's a picture of a wolf. You can see the train behind the wolf. On Christmas Eve, many years ago, I lay quietly in my bed. I did not rustle the sheets. I breathed slowly and silently. I was listening for a sound a friend had told me I would never hear, the ringing bells of Santa's sleigh. There is no Santa, my friend had insisted, but I knew he was wrong. Late that night I did hear sounds, though not of ringing bells. From outside came the sounds of hissing steam and squeaking metal. I looked through my window and saw a train standing perfectly still in front of my house. There we go, boys and girls. He's getting out of his bed to see what's going on. And I do want to apologize. This is a previously owned book, and it looks like somebody marked his face out. That's not very nice. We want to take care of our books. Nevertheless, it's still a good book. It was wrapped in an apron of steam. Snowflakes fell lightly around it. A conductor stood at the open door of one of the cars. He took a large pocket watch from his vest, then looked up at my window. I put on my slippers and robe, and I tiptoed downstairs and out the door. "All aboard!" the conductor cried. I ran up to him. "Well," he said, "are you coming?" "Where?" I asked. "Why, to the North Pole, of course," was his answer. "This is the Polar Express." I took his outstretched hand, and he pulled me aboard. And this is a beautiful picture of the engine. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I love when the snow falls so gently like that, and you can see it. It's like you're in a snow globe. Isn't that fun? The train was filled with other children, all in their pajamas and nightgowns. We sang Christmas carols and ate candies with nougat centers as white as snow. We drank hot chocolate as thick as and rich as melted chocolate bars. Outside, the lights of towns and villages flickered in the distance as the Polar Express raced northward. All right, so we've got these servers. They're serving the children all this candy and hot chocolate. Look, the kids are so excited. They're laughing and they're talking. They're having fun with each other. Soon there were no more lights to be seen. We traveled through cold, dark forests where lean forests roamed and white-tailed rabbits hid from our train as it thundered through the quiet wilderness. Okay, there's the wolves again. They're watching the train go by as they're walking through the woods. I wonder if they want to have a race with the train. That would be fun to see. We climbed mountains so high it seemed as if we would scrape the moon. But the Polar Express never slowed down. Faster and faster, we ran down, along, over peaks and through valleys like a car on a roller coaster. Oh, that's exciting. And I think in the movie they do a very good job of making it seem like a roller coaster. I thought it would be fun. I thought it'd be fun if the, I think it's Universal, who made the Polar Express movie, would do a roller coaster ride. That would be fun. The mountains turned into hills, the hills to snow-covered plains. We crossed a barren desert of ice, the great polar ice cap. Lights appeared in the distance. They looked like the lights of a strange ocean liner sailing on a frozen sea. "There," said the conductor, "is the North Pole." Okay, so this is the North Pole. They're approaching. They're coming through a tunnel. See, there's the train, and they're approaching it. Oh, I guess they're not going through a tunnel. They're going over the bridge. So exciting that they're going to the North Pole. All right, the North Pole. It was a huge city standing alone at the top of the world, filled with factories where every Christmas toy was made. At first, we saw no elves. "They are gathering at the center of the city," the conductor told us. "That is where Santa will give the first gift of Christmas." "Who receives the first gift?" I asked. The conductor answered, "He will choose one of you." I just noticed something. Boys and girls. I see Santa. He's looking out over the North Pole. There's the train up here. Oh, that's so amazing that he's looking out over his people. Unless it's something else. But what else could it be? I think it's Santa. "Look!" shouted one of the children. "The elves!" Outside, we saw hundreds of elves. As our train drew closer to the center of the North Pole, we slowed to a crawl. So crowded were the streets with Santa's helpers. When the Polar Express could go no farther, we stopped and the conductor led us outside. Okay, wow, this is amazing. Okay, all these dots here are elves. See, this is the different buildings in the North Pole. And I forget, was there a train still? Nope, you don't see the train in this one. But you do see all the elves. Look how many are gathered in the center of the city. Oh, that's amazing. That's just amazing. Well, you've got to have lots of elves to make toys for all the children of the world. We passed through the crowd to the edge of a large open circle. In front of us stood Santa's sleigh. The reindeer were excited. They pranced and paced, ringing the silver sleigh bells that hung from their harnesses. It was a magical sound, like nothing I'd ever heard. Across the circle, the elves moved apart, and Santa Claus appeared. The elves cheered wildly. He marched over to us and, pointing to me, said, "Let's have this fellow here." He jumped into his sleigh. The conductor handed me up. I sat on Santa's knee, and he asked, "Now, what would you like for Christmas?" Oh, what a special treat to be asked what he wants for Christmas. So there's Santa, and there's the elves helping him. There's the sleigh. Here's the big bag of toys for all those girls and boys. Have you been a good little girl or boy? Oh, and you can see the train in the background. I didn't notice that before, but here it is. Here's the train behind Santa and all the elves. Yeah. Okay. I knew that I could have any gift I could imagine. Boys and girls, if you could have any gift, what would you take? What would you ask for? Maybe a unicorn? Maybe a dragon? I know my son would like a dragon. But the thing I wanted most for Christmas was not inside Santa's giant bag. What I wanted more than anything was one silver bell from Santa's sleigh. When I asked, Santa smiled. Then he gave me a hug and told an elf to cut a bell from a reindeer's harness. The elf tossed it up to Santa. He stood holding the bell high above him and called out, "The first gift of Christmas!" And here we are. Santa's holding the bell, and here's the little boy. He looks so excited. And look, the reindeer are just patiently waiting for Santa. Oh, it's lovely. Lovely, boys and girls. It'll be an exciting thing to talk to Santa and ask him for a gift.